I said, hey, baby, why you gonna act so cray? Tonight, hang on one second. Oh, shit. Hang on. I said, hey, cooking a pork chop right now. Boneless. So we'll get that taken care of. And then I'm gonna eat that up. Alright, where are we? 40 and Mickey's in March and some PBS News Hour. I was waiting to have this wonderful salad that says iceberg salad. It's got some lettuce and purple lettuce or whatever. And cabbage maybe. A little bit of a carrot. And then I put ranch. And then I fucking take the ranch dressing out of the fridge. I'm like, this feels pretty light. It's almost empty. Went to get some and it was. I mean, there was some coating around the sides, but it was practically empty. And I was like, what? Who the fuck does that? I mean, come on. Well, I know who does it. Did it. There's only two of us. Anyway, there was some Western dressing, which I don't really like, though. I call it French. I kind of acquired the taste for it as a kid, but was not my favorite. We had some of that left, so I put a little bit of that, which, I'll be able to just down while the pork chop gets done. Wish I could read the Epstein files unredacted just to see who the fuck's fucked up in the head. I mean, what are they gonna do with that? We said they wouldn't bring any more charges, so what's the point of fucking what's the big deal then? It's just gonna be like a book to read? Nothing happens to anyone. I don't listen to Bad Bunny. Not my kind of music. Check this pork chop. I think it's done. Don't let it sit. What I did is high heat some oil. Just a big high heat burn almost, so it's thick. So I think what's gonna happen is that you have a nice burn on the outside and the inside will be done. Won't be burnt all the way, so I'll have a nice crust. Make it fine melt like a I have a nice crust. I'm some dental floss. Um, Any dental floss? Here with me at the moment. I have to go run and get some downstairs. I don't want to. Next thing we gotta do is get some Native Americans out on that Super Bowl halftime show, like a big powwow, man, and like a whatever other cultures, everything, all this cultures in America, like the original, like natives, their cultural music, be awesome. You gotta get down with the powwow. I don't listen to Ricky Martin either. But I do listen to Sepultura. Slayer lead man. Slayer. Charlie Kirk dead. He is, right? Yeah. Soon we'll be I'm almost done with my salad here. I'm gonna munch into this boneless pork cut.
Shuttered by President Biden in 2021, then reopened under President Trump last year. As reports of contaminated food and the spread of measles have made national headlines, ProPublica went inside the facility and through phone calls, letters, and emails spoke to 24 detainees about the treatment of minors inside. Michael Rosenberg of ProPublica joins me now. Michael, welcome to the News Hour. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So as you've been speaking with these detainees for weeks now, half of them kids, we should just point out, these are some of the kids you've been talking to. 18-month-old Amalia.
All right, we're gonna grab this pork chop, and I got some
To the screen here, 13 Gustavo. I know they're sharing their experiences.
liquid for
Tell us about what
the
some
mole
of the threads are.
negro.
Stories you've heard from
This is excellent stuff.
Well, I think one thing that really stands out in
I love this stuff. Has a great flavor.
as you mentioned, this
High quality, top notch. It's like $9
families were
for
out
that.
there, but they were mainly families who
Worth it. Worth everything.
and
Alright. Let's grab this chop.
but what's happening now is are actually kids who
Grab myself a steak knife.
some for years, and their families were picked up by ICE arrests in the interior.
Grab myself a paper towel from my face. Like I said, I fucking put the oil in the pan. It's just canola oil. And I high heated that shit so it was almost smoking. And I threw this fucking pork chop in there. And then I like turned the pan to like the side so like it got the fat. And I just kind of like cooked it like that for a little while, holding it. And we just like, you know, it was doing its thing. And I put some salt and pepper on it. I got some cherry Kool-Aid right here. I'm gonna it's on the cusp. So let's see, how can I do this? I'm gonna cut a little section off. Try to get some of that nice fat render. So I like a good char on the outside of things like this. It is definitely cooked. So the outside, the fat is a bacony flavor. With, you know, you get into the, not the fattiest part of the pork.
We know officials in the administration have said the families are getting top-notch care inside Dilley. They say they get medical care and good food and
Mouth-watering.
special caregivers. We spoke with Alexander Perez, a 15-year-old from the Dominican
I don't know if you really can see much of this, but yeah, see that? Good. I got a nice burn all kind of on that. This is the fat edge right there where I kind of just tilted all the grease to one edge of the pan and did almost like a deep fry on it. Yummy. Just as is, but now
Is it just a matter, Micah, of
bust some of this mole out. I was thinking of maybe I would do just like a lot. I like mustard on a lot of my pork sometimes. Some of the mole out. I'm just gonna dip. Mole is just out of the fridge, so it's cold, but that's fine. Haven't done anything where I like coat things and then cook it. I've heated this up and then like whatever, but so I think I want to. It's more of a sauce. I don't really know if you like a mole sauce. Like you could cook things within it. So this would be like if you wanted to cook like mole chicken or like this pork. You'd probably use this whole thing in your saucepan and then like maybe pre-cook your meat and then like to some point and then like stew it almost and stuff like a chicken mole. I've seen it like I like tamales. They go to Mexican places. Get tamales. That's my favorite. I always get the tamales, and I usually get like 3 tamales, which are pork, a chicken, and then like a veggie or pork, chicken, or beef tamale. And then they always serve it with the mole, just like ladled over all that stuff. So I've had a chicken mole that was cooked traditionally from an old friend long time ago with some poblanos. It was like and then some rice. A chicken mole. The chicken was like shredded, kind of. No, I take that back. No, I think it was like chicken breasts, thin. But somehow the sauce, yeah, and then I think the sauce was just ladled over that as well, if I remember correctly. So anyway, let's try it out. Mole negro. They also have a mole relleno. If I'm pronouncing that correct, which is I think hotter. Hotter. Oh man, it's chalky. You can the chocolate that like the cocoa is really prevalent in this, and that's what I love about it. It's like it's chalky, it's dry, which I imagine it would be like. So I love that about this, and it tastes like a mole that I've had in the past basically does, but this has a little more chalkiness to it, which really kind of sets it off a little differently. I want to try the relleno next time. I bought this once before. Yummy. If you like this sort of stuff, you want to take it home, do it. It's awesome. Just gonna keep digging into this. After this, I'll probably just. I believe in people, not necessarily in governments. They always say you start with yourself and your family, then your local community, and then you go up from there. So if you can do that, if you think about your local super locals where you live, your neighborhoods, communities, and I live in a really rural area. But we are a border town, and that's not good. The only people that really make out in the border towns are the I guess the rich, the ones with all the money.
The White House was calling this fake outrage. It wasn't fake outrage. There were many Republicans who came to the president.
I've never made tamales.
The fact that they removed it is an admission of something they almost never admit, which is that
I bought some masa once.
President Trump, his response was,
My intention was like, I'm gonna learn how to fucking make tamales, man. It's the last thing I do. And I've had some that were brought up from Mexico. That my cousin used to date this guy. His family was from Mexico, and they had also family in Texas, close to the border. I can't remember which one. He got deported back to Mexico, but before it was a big deal, and before he got all in kind of legal trouble, he would bring up one time he brought up this igloo cooler of tamales that his grandma had made, handmade. There were pork, chicken, beef, and veggie. 4 different kinds. And the whole big cooler was just all tamales. So there was however tamales you can fucking fit in there. It was like hundreds. Probably nearly 1,000. And we feasted on some of that shit. I mean, not shit, but tamales. And it was like, wow. Yes, so good. There's some Mexican restaurants across the bay that serve tamales. I don't know if they're handmade or if they're getting them over, but they taste fresh and they always taste great. At some of the stores that have a little more, the bigger grocery stores across the bay, they do sell like the corn husks that we would wrap your tamales in to cook them in. And so that's what I was talking about earlier, where you can buy those, but we grow corn around here. It's like I could go really, 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 base, like really homegrown tamales, which I would rather, but I'm gonna have to buy them. There's no corn flour mills around here. It's all gonna be somewhat processed. If I go to the co-op, I could probably get some, a good quality of masa. Anyway, but I don't really know how to make them or cook them or the recipe, if there is one. I'm sure there is an existent, tamale. But man, those things are awesome. I'd never had mole sauce before ever in my life. Until a friend of mine, was in college. And a friend of hers, a lady, family from Mexico, United States citizens. She was anyway. Was a friend of hers, and she ended up teaching the college I was at. And I was like, "What?" My friend was like, "Yeah, I'm coming to see my instructor," and she was—I can't remember what she was teaching. I think it was Latin stuff, history maybe, or no, it was some art class. She was an artist. And anyway, I got invited over from the dormitory with my friend. They're like, come to this dinner. Introduce my friend. She's making like a traditional Mexican meal. Like, okay. And that's where I had the poblano and the mole on the chicken. And rice. And I was just like, wow, this stuff's awesome. What is this? She's like, it has chocolate. I'm like, what? Really? And so I've always been hooked on it since then. PBS NewsHour is now over. I still don't get. I mean, why release Epstein files unredacted to Congress if they're not going to do shit about them? Just to read about themselves? Who knows? I'm not sure what's up.
There's a new next-gen vision system out there, and it's the most brutal one you'll ever own. But here's the bad news. In just a few weeks, regulators will force the only company that makes it neuter instantly.
So I better turn this down. It's probably going to get copy stricken. 60 minutes. I'm not looking around. I gotta go to Buzz. Yeah, pretty ripped. I still think maybe I could pull off learning how to build a tamale and make it like lasagna. Like I want to learn how to make lasagna. It's true. You have to doomsday prep if you want to survive any kind of fucking bullshit that breakdowns and who knows what's gonna happen anymore. I was just talking about that like a couple of days ago about with my old lady. I was like, what happens if like the fucking grocery stores just get like fucked up and the shit can't get there and whatever. It's like there's so many people around that would soon be depleted. And then if you're not, out hunting, which is going to even be more and more difficulty with more and more people trying to hunt for scarce resources. And it made me think that, like, in some places, like, wow, it probably comes down to that. You're going to start eating bugs and fucking earthworms and reptiles and shit. Or maybe just there's not enough. Maybe it's just out of season for growing veggies and fruity sort of things. So your hunting and gathering is going to be severely limited, especially in the dead of winter. You'll be, having to dig up roots and sucking on roots and eating dirt cake. Uh, I mean, I could probably live off my own fat reserves for quite a while. I'm gonna start prepping. 40 prepping, man. Because this, has a lot of good stuff in it. A lot of good stuff. It's gonna be a lot of good stuff today. A lot of good stuff. In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Uh, uh, Probably gonna be a 40-minute 40. Cover a lot of topics tonight. Probably won't cover much more. Trying to get this pork chop down. There's a lot of meat on this pork chop. It was like I got four thick cut pork, boneless, for $4.83. So it's like $1.25. Let's do the math. It's gonna be like $1 for, what did I say? 483. So that's like 20 cents, 19.4. It's like $1.19. Half cents, somewhere along the line. Yeah. You get the picture. You do the math. Bravo job. Probably watching Star Wars tonight. I think I'm gonna pop in the old DVD with Star Wars. Get nostalgic. Hydroponic weeds. 7 on their bite. We're soon approaching 40 minutes of pure pleasure. There it is. 20 ounces. 40 minutes. Mulligan.